Hi, it's Linslow here. Thanks for stopping by the channel today. We are building a triplex in The Sims 4, and this is for the new For Rent expansion pack. You can see I'm already getting the brunt of this done. I already have a bunch of the details here, and I want to give you a lot more of the details. So grab everything you need and, settle in. This is going to be a very quick build because I am furnishing in our upcoming videos. So be on the lookout for that. But yeah, let's get into the details of this apartment building itself. So I think the overall part of this is that I want it to look as realistic as possible. And I know there are so many different variety of, apartment buildings and duplexes, triplexes, things like that. And I wanted this to give off a very realistic vibe for that. And it was a little bit difficult. I will say that. You can see I'm trying to mess with this roof tool. I do not end up using it in the end because it was a little bit too difficult for me to understand. So I don't end up doing that, but in the end, I really love this. I think it's the perfect mix between realistic and also playing into what the Sims architecture gives us. So I really hope you can see that in the end. But as you can see, over to the right, there are these staircases, and that is the stairs that gets us up to all of our apartments. There is one on the main level, there is one on the second, and one on the third. So that really divvies up the different apartments. It's just by level, and I wanted to make this a little bit different, so the floor plan across all of the apartments are different, and that was a little bit difficult, I'll give you that. But I did have some requirements on how I wanted these apartments to be. So although they have different floor plans, there are the same requirements in each. So there has to be, a bedroom, there has to be a bathroom, there has to be a kitchen, and there has to be two different things. One is a den. I wanted there to be a den in every one of these apartments, and then also there needs to be a laundry room. So every one of the apartments has a den and a laundry room. Now the different sizes of the laundry room, you can see they're not all the same size, but they do all have a laundry unit that our Sims can use, and I felt like that was really necessary and played into the realistic vibe for it, so I had to use it. As you can see, I'm going in and I'm working on this first floor plan, and I think this is where I really started to realize that I could do, a half wall thing. So all of the units have some form of a half wall, and they kind of play into using it as a sectional for the dens. So I really love that. And then I play with a few diagonal walls as well. You can see right now I'm kind of going through all of them. I wanted all of the doors to kind of give off different things, especially like the front door. So the front door of all of them are different. The one on the first floor is a little bit more, humble. The second one, you have a big window on the front door. And then that third one at the top has a massive front door. It's really nice. You can see I'm pushing in some of the hardware things that come in unfurnished apartments. So, I have carpet in all of the bedrooms, but then we have this nice wood floor in the main area and then tiles in the kitchen area / dining room. And I felt like that is so realistic. It doesn't have to be a modern apartment. So these are not modern takes on apartment. This is really just I don't know. I wouldn't say old apartments at all, but I would say that it's not like the luxury apartment style that's in right now. So I actually love that. I didn't give them white refrigerators because if you know, you know. So I didn't do that, but this is a floor plan for the first one, and it has 3 bedrooms, 1 bath, a laundry room unit, a kitchen / dining area, and I love the idea of keeping everything the same on that one. And so we're moving up to the second one, and I did have a lot of trouble figuring this one out, and I had to cut out a lot of footage because it was going to take up so much time, but I do end up gravitating to one in particular, and this is that. You can see it kind of looks like a lot, but believe me, it's not as complicated once you get into it. So as soon as you walk in, you have this beautiful kitchen that you're greeted by, and then you have the living space optional, and then another living space in the den. And then there are 2 bathrooms. One is off of the owner's suite, and then the other ones are shared between the other 2 bedrooms. So I love that. There are 3 bedrooms in this unit, 2 baths, a kitchen, a den, and a living room space. And I would say that the dining space for this apartment is a little bit difficult to get to, so you really have to be creative with that one. But you do have a laundry unit, and then there's like a slight mud room that you can go to the patio. So there's that one, and now we're moving on to apartment number 3. And again, this is one of the more luxurious apartments in this triplex. So I really wanted to go a little bit different with the floor plan for this. I mean, I had to match up with that front door. Like, I couldn't just not live up to that front door. And I felt like this was a perfect example of that. I wanted to play with a half wall here, or like some kind of divider that wasn't essentially a half wall, because we do have those half walls that divvy off the den. So I didn't want to do that, but I do end up adding another bathroom here. So it's a half bath. This is the only apartment in this triplex that has a half bath. So in the end, this has 3 bedrooms, 1 half bath, 1 full bath, a kitchen, living, and den area. And I love this. I think it's just a really nice play on the floor plan. I wouldn't have expected this. Looking at the outside of this triplex, I wouldn't think that it would have a floor plan like this. I don't think I would expect any of the floor plans here based on what it looks like outside. And so I think that's really why I love this. It's like that shock value. It really gives into that. And I think that's why I really like it. So I hope you can see that I was really trying to give that here. But if you can't, I mean, that's fine too. You can always just download this and change things if there are things that you would prefer. But I think this is a really nice challenge in order to, get your Sims started. And it is, on the higher side, but that's only because there are so many different things within this triplex. It's all 3 different apartments. And I know right now we don't have the for rent pack. I'm not putting this out when I have the pack. So this isn't a residential rental lot. So you will just have to change that and then, divvy up the sections into the units that you would want. But for now, I think this is really nice. And you can just have this in your game until we get the pack. And that is okay. But now we are really wrapping up, the bases of this. I do end up adding, some lights in all of the units. So we have some combinations of wall lights and then ceiling lights. And they have that one ceiling light in the main area. That's where the kitchen is, possible dining area. So they have that light in every one of those areas. And I think that really speaks volume. So I love having that consistency amongst the entire thing. So we have that. And then also, there are balconies for the first and second unit. There is not one for the third unit, but that's because it is much larger than the rest of them. And so this is where I had that epiphany. We're in eco lifestyle. Why don't we just make a building that uses mostly eco lifestyle on the outside, and then have our, rental tenants be able to decorate the way they want to, but they all have this consistent style. And so that's where I do end up going in and putting in all of the eco lifestyle windows and then adding in some eco lifestyle things. And that's where I use those lights that hang down. And then we just have plain saucers in all of the other bedrooms. And I think this just makes it the perfect unit. I can't wait to show you what I come up with for all these different units. As I was building it, I was like, what could these be? It took me so long really to figure that out, but I think it's okay. And I love this little bump out for every one of these units. They have that little, balcony in the front. I mean, you can't go out there at all. It's not meant for you to go out there, but it is meant for you to like open the door a little bit, see outside. I think that's one thing that I loved about, staying in an apartment. I could just open the door and just sit there and it'd be okay because it's a balcony. It's not like the front door or anything. It's just for you to look. And I love that. I do end up adding, a little walkway. There's a bike station where you can, put your bike there. And then I wanted it to look like it was in somewhat of a city. So I do add some signs for that. And then I think this just turns out to be one of my favorite builds that I've made so far for the for rent pack. And so if I do end up wanting to play with it, not for any videos or anything, I think this is definitely the perfect one to play with. There's a lot of possibilities with this, and I really hope, you can see it. So if you do like this, definitely let me know in the comments. I value it. I want to know what you think. If you have any suggestions on builds you'd like me to make for the for rent pack, please let me know in the comments also. I look at all of them. And yes, so this is it. I love the orange. I love the different trees that I add up. And then I just go ahead and add more. This is really what the triplex looks like. This is the framework. I really just add on, some additional details, what the outside landscaping looks like and things like that. So if you do want to download this, please do. It's already up on the gallery. I would love to see what you all make of this. Also, again, be on the lookout because the next 3 videos are going to be of decorating the insides of these apartments and the family that I went along with for those. I won't give you details on that one because it's literally coming up in a few days. So do not worry, do not fret at all. Again, it's up on the gallery now. If you want to check me out on TikTok, X, which used to be Twitter, and Instagram, I'm all on there. All of those are Linsville by Choice, including my name up on the gallery if you want to download this. I am so happy you stayed with me through this entire process. I can't wait to show you the apartment decorations for all 3 of these. And I really hope you have a great rest of your day. So let's start it off with these screenshots. See you in the next video. Bye.